Welcome to UX Fest, part 721. I know I'm making that up. We brought UX Fest back after a couple of years of a hiatus because people were literally emailing and texting us and tweeting us saying, why don't you do this more often? You have to do this every single year. So it's back, and it's actually back with a whole bunch of really awesome speakers. As always, with UX Fest, we try and curate a group of people who are not necessarily just technical or domain experts within the UX field, but rather people who have something really interesting to say, something that is different, unusual, that brings the experience element of UX to the fore rather than just say, the technical or the user testing part of it. About a week ago, I was lying in a hospital in Spain with my head open and various other parts of me super grazed and bleeding. And it struck me how in those moments when you are at the mercy of so many other people, how much you rely on them. You rely on the kindness of people, but you also rely on their skills and their understanding and their domain expertise. And everything that we take for granted as selfish experiences are nothing like that at all. They're experiences of many people, of teams of people, of groups of people who come together to make everything possible. And in our daily lives, we work together with lots of other people, and we may feel like we're creating something, but we have to be honest with ourselves and know that we're not creating anything without the help of others, without the support of others. And I certainly wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for everybody from the ambulance driver to the nurses and the doctors and the people who assisted me along the way. In our day-to-day jobs, it's hopefully less traumatic and we don't have to walk away from our jobs with stitches in our head. But we do need to acknowledge the fact that those people are working with us through the failures, through the potential obstacles to create something wonderful, memorable, remarkable. And so today's speakers, you're going to see a wide range of folks who've had personal experiences, but those personal experiences are connected very strongly to the community that they're in, whether it be a sports context, a work context, or anything else. And you're going to start to hear stories about empathy and connection and trust, which might not seem like a UX Fest type topic, but I can guarantee you that after spending the last few years writing several books on these topics, that true leadership, when you actually deliver true value to your audience and to your community, comes through the things that are very intangible. It's not necessarily process, it's not methodology, it's not skills. It's things like trust. It's things like good communication skills. It's all of the things that we maybe take for granted, that we assume we have, but make the biggest difference. And so companies that are truly breaking ground now are the ones that are nurturing those kinds of personal human connections. They're putting together teams that are centered around human-centric problems, not technology-centric problems. And I see a lot of nodding faces going on here. This also means politics. This means managing your boss. This means managing stakeholders that don't always agree with you. This means managing partners who don't always have the same incentives or outcomes in mind that you do. So a lot of the themes today are going to be about facing those obstacles, overcoming those obstacles, whether it be in a inspirational conversation or whether it be in a way that talks to the tactics or the strategies that you can use to do that. And hopefully from this, you'll all go away feeling a little bit more inspired, a little bit more excited about the work that you do. We may not be able to teach you how to write that perfect line of JavaScript in this particular session, but hopefully we'll give you the source code to being a really good human being and being a good human being on a good team.